Hi, and welcome to the Beyond Files.
Ready to question reality? You're in the right place.
Let's dive in.
So I was going to show you guys something. We bought some of these Hebrew National 100% kosher beef hot dogs. And I cut them up as a snack for the babysitter tonight because we're going out for dinner. Watch this. We are going to heat it up for him. Tell me why, when we start the microwave, his hot dogs want to light on fire. The hell is that? Okay, that one had a flame. Something tells me they're not 100. Ooh, they smell like burnt hair.
Does that mean there's metal in it, or is it in the plate?
There might be some little microplastics, micro metals.
Oh, that's freaky. Why are you giving your baby hot dogs?
Hot dogs are just like, aren't they just the lips and bubbles of the animals too?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Those are supposed to be kosher though, Rach. Kosher.
kosher ones. Good thing she microwaved it, because she probably would have never discovered it if she didn't microwave it.
Right.
So maybe sometimes you should microwave for a couple seconds just to
see if it sparks.
Hey China, what's new with you? Bro, we made something awesome. We made a glue that would fix broken bones in minutes. Wait, is that even possible? Yeah, for many years, if someone broke a bone, doctors would put metal plates and screws to keep the bone in place. And the healing would take so many months and would even need a second surgery. Why? To take the metal out. But then scientists were like, can we fix a bone the same way we can glue things together? And then they looked in nature and they studied oysters. Oysters? Yeah, if you don't know, oysters make a special glue that works in wet, salty, and running water, while normal glues don't work in water. So scientists here made a glue called Bone 2 that works like oyster glue, but it's safe for humans. Okay, no way that works though, right? Oh, we tried it. So someone had a broken wrist, so the doctors gave him one injection of that glue, and in just 3 minutes the broken bone pieces were glued together. Okay, this is amazing, but did it heal after? Yeah, after 3 months the doctors checked on the patient and the wrist was fully healed. The glue worked and there were no infections, no problems, and no other surgery needed. I love this. This would change medicine. It would, and hopefully we don't need those screws anymore. So we're proud of this new invention. China, this is just amazing.
Does it still have oyster DNA in it?
I was just thinking, what if you're allergic to shellfish?
Yeah.
Do they do an allergy test on you before they start shooting you up with oyster goo?
Probably feels better than having screws.
Oh, for
into your
sure. Less
bones.
invasive.
Yeah.
If it works, if it's a continual success.
Hi, so this is my last video. It's Monday, September 22nd. Sorry I sound like this. I've been crying all morning, just so excited to leave this place and be raptured. My family and I, we've just like called out of school, called out of work. We're just waiting around. We're all too nervous to even go number 2 because we don't, you just don't know when it's going to happen. So we don't want to be on the toilet. That would be pretty silly. If you're seeing this and you're still here, I'm so sorry that you didn't make it. You can try for Jesus. I can try to convince him to come back for you if you decide to be saved. But yeah, I don't know. At least you're here getting to do all the sins that you wanted to do and be naughty with your fellow sinners. I don't know. Maybe you can make the best out of it. But yeah, goodbye.
I guess her piercing didn't pass the vibe check.
Sinners be sinning.
It's not healthy to be holding in your number 2.
No,
because
and
you're afraid you're going to get raptured on the
and hello, judgment. Like she's got this way. I'll try to convince Jesus to come and get you. I don't know if this was a joke or if this lady was real. There's a lot of crazies out there.
Do you know how many people got rid of their belongings and their cars and everything because they thought they were going to be raptured?
Yeah.
My grandma's been hearing about the end of times for over almost 90 years until the next rapture.
We'll be on it.
So I've been sitting down here. What the hell was that? I don't know what that was. I was going to say, I've been sitting down here because sometimes they say they hear voices upstairs, and when they're upstairs, they hear voices downstairs. And then I just hear that, like a whistling. which was really loud. I couldn't tell. I thought it was coming from upstairs, so let's go check this out, shut this off, and switch it around real quick.
So when I was a kid, I always have a story, don't I?
She does.
My mom was going to move us into a funeral home. We walked in there and they were still active. So there were caskets lining the halls as we walked in.
Oh.
And
This is where you're going to move in?
yeah, my mom was going to move us in there because it was a good deal. This is like the classic 80s horror movies.
Yeah.
She knew better. She walked around and was like, nah. But the price was good if you're willing to deal with that. But if you think about it, funeral homes, hospitals, malls, any places where death or large energy gatherings happen, it's going to be haunted. That was not another chapter I wanted in my life. So I'm so glad. Thank you, Mom, for not moving into that funeral home.
Imagine the stories you would have if you did live there.
I can't.
Wow.
I can't. I already have enough stories, so.
Especially since you guys are sensitive anyways.
Yeah, I don't need any more PTSD to add to my memoir.
Okay, I'm gonna need someone to explain. Why did I see a TikTok last night that led me to this man's Twitter account? Absolutely no idea who this person is because I don't follow US politics whatsoever. On the 23rd of Feb, he posted this picture of a bunch of congressional leaders commemorating the lives of people who died from coronavirus. But when you zoom in over to the right here, just above this C-SPAN sign, what the hell is that? Like, seriously, what the hell is that? That's not a person. How on earth are we, like, what are we supposed to make of this, honestly? There is nobody else wearing a hat or what you would assume to be sunglasses at first until you zoom in. Those are not sunglasses. What the hell is this? Someone.
He does have glasses on, though. Could have been a glare.
Space goggles? Looks like Randy Jackson with space goggles.
Oh, Randy Jackson's a whole other story.
Yeah, that'll be coming up soon.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Texas, a woman named Kiki Clemens begins to freak out. She tries her best to keep calm, but considering what just happened, she just can't. Something very strange had just occurred in her backyard, and so she records this video on the off chance that no one would believe her. Even before this, there were countless times when she knew that something wasn't right with her home, particularly the small shed in the back.
The light is off. Everything is super tight locked.
Despite being vacant or deprived of any tenants, her dog Dutch would always stare at the shed. There hasn't been a time when Dutch would not look at the space. Whenever she does, it's with complete focus. As Kiki states, she's always locked in, looking at something that doesn't appear to be there. Now Kiki definitely finds this strange, but it never occurred to her that something spooky would ever happen until recently. On a certain day, while playing with her dog out in the back, the door to the shed suddenly flings open. Terrified beyond belief, she cautiously walks over and records this video. Take a look.
That was hella weird. There's literally no way that door just opened by itself. Yo, like, I really don't get freaked out, but that was really just... That door has a keypad lock on it. Like, and it's actually hard to get in. Dutch, where are you going? Don't leave me. There's like... What? Why did you just jump like that? Why did... Baby! Y'all, do you see her? Oh.
It's unclear why, but Dutch is looking at a certain spot behind the door. Clearly, no one is there, given that no feet or shoes are seen below the doorframe when Kiki approaches the shed. If no one is there, then what is? It doesn't seem obvious, but one thing that many viewers have pointed out, which freaked out Kiki upon realizing, is the fact that Dutch is looking past the door's height. Whatever is there, according to viewers, must be tall. Considering that Kiki thinks something supernatural had occurred, she believes that something was actually there that only Dutch could see. To this day, her dog continues to look at the space as if scared.
Dogs usually don't lie in situations like that.
No. I kind of felt bad for the dog because she's like, why are you leaving me? Go see what's going on.
If you were in that situation, would you just go see what it was?
I don't know. That vibe, man. If the dog's freaking out like that and the door just flies open, even though it's got the number locks, the padlocks, whatever, I'd have to. Eventually, I'd have to get in there and try to cleanse it.
Yeah.
Push it out, whatever's in there. But
Get
at that
the
point,
dog.
I might be a little like, yeah, I'll wait till I have, I get the power, the strength, the
Gumption.
the gumption.
And get your dog out of there, because what if it's an alien? It's going to eat your dog.
Yeah, I always feel bad for the dogs.
It was weird. And it definitely seemed like it was something tall or floating. Scarier.
We have dominion though, Rach. We're not scared. We have dominion over that.
No, we're not.
This is our house.
Yeah.
This chilling footage shows John Lennon reading his fan mail. He reads out this letter from a concerned fan. Take a look.
Dear Mr. Lennon, from information I received while using a Ouija board, I believe that there will be an attempt to assassinate you. The spirit that gave me this information was Brian Epstein.
The fan wrote that he received a message through a Ouija board that there will be an attempt to assassinate him. The fan said that the spirit that gave him this information was Brian Epstein. Brian Epstein was the Beatles' manager who died in 1967. John Lennon was killed on the 8th of December 1980. So, do you think this fan really did receive a message predicting the death of John Lennon? Or was it just pure coincidence? Either way, it still makes the footage very chilling.
The saddest part about that, even though I don't agree with Ouija's, is that this person tried to get the message to him and he just dismissed it.
Mm.
I don't know if he could have changed his fate knowing that. Maybe it was all slated to happen in the grand stitchwork of the universe. But it's sad that someone tries to warn you and you're just like, pish posh. Okay. I might have been looking over my shoulder a little more.
Especially since it was from his old manager.
Yeah.
On the other side, it wasn't just, oh, I have a feeling this is going to happen.
But then again, we know people are crazy. We've had some choice comments in our videos of people that are a little out there. So maybe they just look at it like that. This person's out there.
Or someone on the other end of the conspiracy spectrum would be like, oh, he read that on purpose. And because he really didn't die, he's still alive.
It's always they're still alive.
Okay, what in the world is going on with these celebrities right now? There's a complete synchronicity going on where something visually is happening to every single one of them. And by the way, shout out to Truth Seeker. He's been down this rabbit hole for a few weeks. And just trust me when I tell you I saved the best for last. Seacrest. All these people look very, very, very similar. Sunken cheeks, sunken face. Their eyes almost see way past you. Very bound up, like they're wild, like a slinky, almost like a vampire. Completely unrelated to what's behind me. You know what's cool about vampires and myths, what they do, you know? I mean, yo, come on. Something weird has to be going on right now of all times. I mean, look at Ellen. Oh, wait, my bad. I mean, look at Ellen right here. What in the world has happened in the last few years? I really just can't put my finger on it. Especially not my head. Clooney, I mean, again, it's all of them, and don't you dare tell me they're just getting old. Because you'd be right, of course we know it's just aging. They're all just aging. And fleeing the United States, leaving the United States. Let me know what you think below.
So I saw somebody do an interview with Simon Cowell, and they're like, your hand clapping went viral. What were you thinking when you were doing that? He goes, what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. What did I do?
He just looks like a strange alien version of himself now. You had asked when we were watching that what that was all about, the people coming down the hall. I think that's kind of a show, but it's a ritual type of thing because I've seen a lot of celebrities walking down that hall. And as far as Ryan Seacrest, he's looking pretty Ozempic.
It's weird because he was never big.
No.
So
vanity, maybe? We see it all the time with beautiful women that completely disfigure themselves.
Well, his head looks like it's a different shape, too.
It is odd, but I feel like it's more of a physical thing. But I feel like when these celebrities do what they do, whatever it is you think they do, they're giving parts of their soul away. It's kind of fragmenting, and that is physically representing on them. So if you think about, there's good-looking people, but they're miserable. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
In the attic? Here we go, Rach.
That's the attic.
Yeah.
I wonder if it got picked up on here so everyone else could hear it.
I don't know. It was because we have our lab mics on.
Oh.
There's miserable people that are good looking, but after time, as they age, it wears on them. And you can see it and you go, man, I know you probably know people from high school like that. They were gorgeous in high school. And you look at them and you're like, what the hell? You've aged like badly.
It's like their inside starts coming out.
Right. So maybe whatever's inside of these celebrities represented on the outside. And, you know, add in a little bit of plastic surgery, a little cut here, a little filler there. And you get these mutants that people idolize. I'm hoping most people are catching on to this by now, though.
Well, I think another thing, too, is that celebrity worship has just declined.
When was the last time you saw Randy Jackson? Yes, the same Randy Jackson, the original judge from American Idol. The reason why I ask is because Randy Jackson co-hosts a new show called Celebrity Name That Tune. Some fans are very concerned about Randy Jackson. Why do I say that? Because they release promotional images for the upcoming season of his new show. And some fans have even taken to social media and claimed that he's been replaced with AI. If you don't know what I'm talking about, take a look at this. This is the image in question, where they show Jesse Tyler Ferguson hosting along with Ariel Winter from Modern Family. That's Randy Jackson right there. But take a look at this as I blow it up. Who is that in that photo? Is that Randy Jackson? Or is that an AI-generated image of Randy Jackson? Randy Jackson, over the years, has gone through a dramatic weight loss. That was him back in the day. That's him not too long ago. Once again, back in the day, not too long ago. He does look amazing. So the question I have for you is, has Hollywood claimed another celebrity? That's the Randy Jackson right there we're all used to seeing. So who is this Randy Jackson in this photo? As I say in all my videos, I understand people age and people change. And in this new show, he just sits behind the piano and doesn't do much. But that's the Randy Jackson, once again, we're used to seeing. So my question to you is, what is going on with Randy Jackson? Has Hollywood claimed another celebrity? Is that really Randy Jackson, or is that an AI imposed image?
We said Randy was going to be involved in this episode. There he is. Is that him? What's going on? He looks very plastic.
That looks like a wax figure.
Yeah. The eyes are empty. Half kind of open, empty. I don't know what that is. Is it a robot? Is it a wax figure? It's too weird. And then everyone's posing around it like it's normal. And why Randy Jackson? What makes Randy Jackson so... He's not like an A-lister. What's going on?
It'll be interesting to see when the show starts. But that is not fooling anybody.
No.
That is not real.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I don't want to look at it, though.
Yeah.
It's uncanny valley is what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Emma?
Yeah, it's lovely being back here. I haven't been here for 2 years, so I'm so happy to be back. But like Tim said, it's great because everybody seems so passionate, and we're so excited to be here to celebrate Wednesday together.
That's wonderful, and it's wonderful to have you back.
Well, it's really exciting, and it felt like a natural progression from kind of our...
It just creeps me out. I keep putting Jenna up here because there's something. It's like you went from this cute Disney star to that. I don't even know what that is. And I know we're seeing all the things surrounding her. She's dating The Weeknd. But like, what was that little innuendo? Was that a sexual innuendo? Was that like a, I want to eat you, I want to devour you, I'm demonic type of thing? Like, I want your soul? Is it mockery? Is she mocking her when she's speaking? It's just too weird. It's not like those two are lovers. They're coworkers and friends at one point, no longer, I guess. If I was that other girl, I'd be freaked out sitting next to her.
Well, there is, I think, a video where she like puts her hand on her and she like tenses up.
There's something.
Did great in Wednesday, though.
Yeah.
Great actress, but that was just a weird. That shirt was creepy too.
Yeah.
I know she's on that probably doing Wednesday.
Yeah, the shirt.
Puts you more on the spooky side.
What is that shirt?
But it kind of reminds me of that art from the last video that
is it
she
the art
follows. It reminds me of
I've
it.
never seen anything like that, so I'm thinking it is. It's the art put on a shirt.
Yeah, what does everybody think of that little mouth gesture that she did? Innocent? Hunger? You decide.
A shocking LA real estate promise ad is being displayed on some walls in Los Angeles.
If LA couldn't get any creepier with all the problems with crime and homeless, I ran into this billboard on this lot. So this is a vacant lot for construction, and it says, "Live life deeper, 144 stories underground. You may never go outside again." It's so creepy. I'm wanting to know if this is real with this construction site, a controlled access community, 24/7 security, residents only amenities, a new standard of sustainable living, but it's all underground. Live life deeper. The world's first and only completely subterranean residences.
It's an ad promising a 144 level underground silo. It's actually called Silo Residences, where you can live deeper. Now, nobody knows if this is legitimate or not. 144 stories into the earth.
Well, it's like Ratman. It's like we're going to become Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, like Mr. Ratburn.
So if it wasn't real, why the billboard? Why all the planning? What are they trying to accomplish by that? And if it is real, who the hell wants to live underground? Unless you're a rat.
I just feel like it'd be so easy for them to just bury you. Just siphon your air. You'd get sick.
Yeah, no sun, no vitamins from the sun, no beautiful trees to breathe in the fresh oxygen, just recycle. No.
And I wonder if it is part of stuff that was already going underground because of the conspiracies of like the underground cities.
Yeah, that's a big thing going on. I don't even think it's a conspiracy. They actually found these huge megatropolis underneath LA that's been being built for years. Go down the rabbit hole. You'll hear lots of stories of people that work in subways down under there. Like, they make subs. Elites and celebrities being shuttled under the city because it's faster in traffic than facing the gridlock up top. So there's a lot going on. I think even Catherine Austin Fitz went on to an interview and spoke about this in great detail, this city under LA.
Well, there's an earthquake.
They think it's safety. They think, like, if anything happens, everyone up top burns and we live. But I'll say it again, I'm going down with the crew. Who's with us? I'd rather meet my maker than live underground like a rat.
Except that if there's like a mud flood or something, you get buried in the mud and all that. Not for me.
What's that? Oh, they found one woman in the world that has her very own blood type that nobody else has? What? Tell me more! Yeah, a woman was getting ready to have a surgery and they decided to draw some blood to see what kind of blood type they needed in case they needed to give her a transfusion. But what they found is that she has the only blood type in the world they decided to call Guadalupe blood type. Okay. Yeah, so the problem with this is if she ever needed a blood transfusion, she couldn't get it unless she actually does have her blood drawn in advance so that she could save it for her very own blood transfusion. Okay. They actually discovered this a few years back, but the problem is they didn't have the resources to figure out what type of blood this was until now. So they've now discovered it, and they're calling it the Guadalupe blood type. Oh, fun! The problem with this whole thing, though, is that they're finding that her DNA is completely different than that of a human's DNA, and her blood is different. Oh, goody!
I wouldn't be surprised if she disappears.
Who comes up with these names? Guadalupe blood type?
What does that mean? Guadalupe.
What do you think this means? Obviously, this means that she's of another world, right?
Extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
They're going to take her. They're going to snatch her up.
Maybe they put her here.
Maybe.
Oh, you mean the government?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to do experiments.
I'd be so
But maybe there's a
stressed.
deal been put in place from the ETs. Like, you don't touch Guadalupe. She's the one, like the
Leave-
Highlander.
Leave Guadalupe alone. As long as she's not like a typhoid Mary or anything.
Maybe her blood is healing. We don't know. What if her blood heals everybody else's blood? They're definitely going to do experiments, you're right.
Yeah. We're all going to siphon her blood. And they'll probably try to clone Guadalupe.
Have little Guadalupes running around.
Yeah,
A whole new
a
race of Guadalupes.
Farm of Guadalupe.
It's one of the most chilling EVPs I have ever listened to in real time. So I went to this investigation at this Legion's Hall in Van Nuys that allegedly had a lot of activity. And there's a lot of history attached to this building because it used to be the first hospital in Van Nuys. And then there's the gentleman who is a part of the Legions. He's kind of like the caretaker. He's like, yeah, I come here often. Like, I'm usually the last one to leave. Like, I come here even when it's closed just to clean up and take care of the place.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, so you've established rapport with that whatever's here. He's like, yeah, they know me. And I said, okay. And something in my head was telling me he needs to be asking the questions. I have a feeling they want to talk to you more. They want to talk to us.
Yeah.
So I asked him, like, how about during the EVP, you start asking the questions?
Mhm.
So he did. While he's asking the questions, no one's talking. And then he plays it back.
Are you here? Who are you trying to contact? What do you want to tell her?
I am bad.
Oh my God.
Or I've been bad. So it's like, are you here? Yes.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to her? You're moving the phone.
It's got the shining. It's hard to get real-time EVPs without any kind of propellant for the spirit voice to bounce off or ghost voice to bounce off of. So usually we use fragments, but he was getting real-time response.
So creepy when they're whispering.
Well, it's definitely a ghost, not a spirit. It's a ghost of something.
Yeah.
We just want to thank everyone that watches for your support. We love getting your messages and reading through and responding to all of them if we can. We try our best. If you'd like to continue to support us, the best way is to hit that like, the subscribe, and that little notification bell to let you know every time we drop a new video. Also, we have coffee if you want to buy us a cup of coffee, or you can super chat us. And if you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe.
There's a four-dimensional ghost inside CERN's particle accelerator. Scientists just caught it. In the superproton synchrotron, researchers finally measured a hidden force haunting the beams of particles. It isn't a spirit, but a four-dimensional resonance, an invisible structure that pushes particles off their path, causing them to scatter and vanish. For decades, physicists suspected something was interfering, but it always slipped away from direct observation. But recently, using advanced beam monitors, a team led by Giuliano Franchetti recorded the position of more than 3,000 beams, carefully mapping where particles shifted and skewed. What they revealed was shocking. A resonance that exists not in the 3 dimensions we know, but in a 4-dimensional phase space. With these resonances, particles don't follow exactly the path we want and then fly away and get lost, Franchetti explained in Nature Physics. The danger is real. If these ghosts are not controlled, particle accelerators, the heart of modern physics, cannot reach the precision needed to test the deepest laws of the universe. Billion-dollar experiments could fail. This discovery is more than a breakthrough. It's a warning. The future of particle physics now depends on whether humanity can tame an invisible 4D ghost before it destroys the experiments designed to reveal the universe's secrets.
I'm Team Ghost. keep destroying the experiments. There's no reason for us to be using particle accelerators and Big Bang whatever. Leave it be.
It's affecting us, I think.
Oh, Mandela.
Mm-hmm.
Time loops, blurs, timelines are merging. It is some weird stuff going on. It needs to stop. So yeah, go 4D Ghost. Jump in there and throw the particles every way. Just
Can some cameras pick up on the paranormal? Back in the late 1800s, an inventor named Frank Lumiere claimed that he had invented a camera that could see into a realm that humans could not. And what he saw, people at the time were just not ready for. And before we dive in, if you love spooky stories, you'll love the podcast. To prove it, he had set up a booth at the Chicago World's Fair where he took some of these portraits. The crazy thing about that day was that most of the portraits Frank had taken came out completely normal, but there were a few portraits of young girls that came out severely distorted. Frank was accused of all sorts of things, of being a con man, of being a witch, and then eventually he disappeared in 1908 along with his camera. History largely forgot about Frank and his camera, but recently a historian noticed that all 4 women who were photographed like this that day died before their 25th birthday. It's unclear if the camera had anything to do with it, or if the camera could see something that we just couldn't.
So the women were alive when he took those pictures?
Yeah.
And they came out like that, and then they died before 25.
yeah, but not all of the subjects, only a handful of them. Those photos, if those are real, are completely creepy.
Yeah.
What kind of camera is he using?
And the fact that he just disappeared and the camera disappeared.
And ethically, if you had that camera and you were doing that, he probably didn't know at the time, but if you knew, would you say something like, oh, you're going to probably pass away soon, so live it up? I don't think I'd be able to do it.
Or warn them, because some people...
But what are you warning them? You have a weird ghost picture? An overlay? What is that?
Just so you know, if you get your picture taken with this camera and you come out a certain way, it might mean your death is coming soon. So if you
Who would do that? Would you do that?
Some people, it's crazy. Somebody just told me the other day that she got a palm reading.
Yeah.
And the woman told her that she was going to die in like 23 years exactly.
You're not supposed to do that.
She's like, oh, I was happy. I wanted to know because all the women in her family all died before 60. So that put her to like her 70s and she was good with that. And I was like, what?
That is completely unethical to do that.
I didn't think you were supposed to.
No.
But I guess she wanted to know.
Well, how does it?
But you can't, the future is never guaranteed.
No.
So, but that was wild. I never heard anybody say that before.
Oh, did you see it?
What on earth was that?
I zoom in and then I zoom out and you can see that nothing adjusts to it like a filter or anything. So it really was blinking under my skin. God.
What in the Beetlejuice kind of bruise is that?
That's not birth control. That's an implant, and you're going to be taken by some sect of aliens. So get ready.
I don't know anybody who's ever gotten the arm and it was just cool with it. A lot of people freak out and immediately have to take it out.
Why? Is it uncomfortable or you feel it?
Something, they can feel it because it's just this foreign entity in your body. But a lot of people just can't do it. I've never done it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of women who have freaked out and had to remove it. But that light flash, and I'd be like, get it out.
Yeah.
Get it out.
Are we just filling our tanks up with foam? Check this out.
Hit it on the fastest one. When you speed it up, that's when it's gonna build up a lot of foam. You put it on the slowest one, you get nothing but liquid. I'm telling you, try it out. I'm putting y'all on right now.
What? I mean, it makes sense if you don't think about it. Check this out. Soda. Fast soda means more bubbles, less liquid. Slow soda, more liquid, less bubbles. So let's see if this also works with gas. All right, we made it to the gas station. I have these 3-gallon jugs, and I'm only going to fill 1 gallon of each with fast and slow fills. Let's see what happens. All right, I'm here at a Shell. I don't know if this is the best gas to use, but whatever. So you can see right here we have a 1 gallon for $5.65. Holy smokes. Let's put in 1 gallon in each bucket. If you hold down the enter button, you can pre-select how much you want. $5.65. Let's go. There it is. All right, there we go. Do the fast fill first. A lot of foam. Whoa! It's a lot of foam. All right.
We're gonna fast fill. There we go. Let's see what happens. Alright, as you guys can see, 565 right there, 1 gallon. There, just a little bit less than a gallon, but there it is. Same thing, and hold enter. 565, there it is. Let's go. Alright guys, we got the cheap gas again. Now we're gonna do the slow fill. We're not gonna fill it too fast. Just a little notch. We're gonna go super, super duper slow. There it is, super slow. There, literally almost no bubble, no foam whatsoever. There it is, filling up super duper slow. It'll take a while, but there we have it, y'all. Alright, number 2. 1 gallon, 565. Let's see which one has more. No lid is slow. This one was fast. Wow, guys, look at that. Look at that. That is crazy. Well, there you have it. Fast fill or slow fill? How are you going to fill up your tank next?
I have been told this, but I just never believed it.
I knew that if you gassed up in the morning or late at night when it's cooler, the ground was cooler, you would get less vapor and more actual gasoline.
Oh.
Never heard this, but I tried this and I found that it seemed like there was air being pushed through the line, even though I went at the slowest rate. You're probably wondering, Beck, why are you putting gas life hacks in this video? It's supposed to be about strange and unusual. Well, sometimes we want to bring you some good life hacks.
I'm so impatient when I pump gas, and I know I should go slower because I have heard more air goes in, but I'm like, I just want to be done with this. I hate
Well, in the winter,
gas.
I'm like, get me out. The wind's whipping and stuff. But in the summer, I'm a little slower.
More prepared.
But I will try this again because I do have some gas cans for my lawnmower. Have them on hand for the generator, the lawnmower, the snowblower, whatever. And I will see between the first one and the second one if there's a difference. And I'll put the same amount in both. And I'll let you know. But by the way, did you know about that little hack? I feel so out of touch. Like I didn't know you could pre-program your gas to come out of what you want to pay.
Is it at all of them or just the whatever
Gas station that is? I don't know. I'm always seeing people on TikTok doing hacks that I'm like, what? And then of course I can't remember it. So
yeah,
right. That's the problem.
Did you know that there's a tropical fruit that you can find in your grocery store that can sometimes be deadly? Welcome back to the Poison Diaries. My name is Shannon, and today we're talking about starfruit. Carambola or starfruit originated in Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka, but now there are key growing regions in southern Florida as well as Hawaii. But back to that part about it being poisonous. So starfruit contains a neurotoxin called caramboxin, and it primarily affects people with kidney disease. In 2013, caramboxin was identified as the neurotoxin responsible for these effects on people with kidney disease. However, people with normal functioning kidneys may be more likely to suffer from kidney damage than brain damage, with the toxic dose starting at around 4 starfruit. Neurotoxicity symptoms commonly start with hiccups. That seems pretty, safe. Like, oh, I just have the hiccups, right? But it can rapidly worsen, causing nausea, vomiting, seizures, and eventually sometimes death. In Brazil, where this fruit is extremely popular, there are laws in place to alert people about the risks associated with starfruit consumption. This includes requirements for restaurants and places that serve food to notify and educate people who order anything with starfruit about these neurotoxicity danger. So let me know in the comments, have you ever had starfruit? I always see it at the grocery store, but I like next to the dragon fruit and the other quote unquote exotic fruits. Even for Florida, they're always in a special section, and I've never gotten one. I've had dragon fruit and passion fruit and stuff like that, but I've never had a starfruit. And now I don't know if I'll try. Let me know in the comments. Would you try one? Have you tried one before? I'm curious. If you like stories and information about poisonings and poisonous plants, be sure to hit this button up here. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and stay away from the poison.
Have you eaten starfruit?
Maybe before, but I don't ever just go buy it because I don't get weird different fruit. I just get what I'm used to.
You don't get wild with the kiwi?
I like kiwi.
Okay. Well, I've done a few star fruits, but never sat and ate a bunch to get poisoned. But now we know. And why isn't there a warning? Why don't we know this? Why isn't it like, oh, by the way, don't eat too much star fruit? We're coming at you with all the life hacks today.
Yeah, look out for them star fruits.
Yeah. Pump your gas slow.
Just eat your organic apples.
That's right.
This is super creepy. So my van is picking up a person standing in front of me in the woods. Oh, they disappeared when I talked about them. What the fuck was that?
So what is it in the van? Is it like a, what was it, Microsoft Connect, remember, of the video game? Is that what's in there? I don't understand.
I don't know. We're going to have to investigate because I don't have that kind of thing. I don't have a Tesla or anything, but I do have, if I'm going too fast, like if there's something and I'm coming up to it and I'm going at a certain speed, it'll beep at me. And sometimes it just beeps at me and it's not even snowing or raining or anything that would distract it.
Kind of like how your garbage can just opens on its own.
Yep. I just assume it's a ghost. It's a ghost in the road.
It's always a ghost.
I wish I could see it, but
what would you do if you saw it? Would you get out and be like, hey?
No, probably not. But I would probably stop and just look at it.
Even at night?
Like, what's up?
In the complete darkness. You're backing up and there's a ghost behind you.
I'd turn around or something. Just get away from it. I would try not to run into it, but I wouldn't try to be like, skirt, anything like that. But I think there's road ghosts.
But that could have been a living person in the woods walking through.
That's even creepier.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
Yeah. The living are always scarier than the dead.
They are. Especially for introverts.
Hey guys, I'm hearing it again, but from downstairs this time. Nope. I keep hearing somebody walk up and down my stairs, but there is obviously nobody there. There's nothing there. And it keeps coming up and down, up and down.
Hearing repeated running footsteps without a visible source is often linked to residual hauntings, a spirit stuck in a loop, replaying the same traumatic event over and over. Usually, moments of panic, escape, or death. It's like the entity is trapped, reliving its final moments for eternity. Now, Linda admits she no longer feels safe being in the house alone. She sent the footage to a ghost hunter, and a full investigation.
That definitely was residual. It wasn't connecting with her intelligently. It was just making loops, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is she scared? Why all of a sudden is she's like, oh, I'm getting real uncomfortable. I'm going to have to get out of here. There's something wrong. She seemed pretty calm at the top of the stairs listening to whatever run up and down. I mean, I have questions about this. And why are you bringing in a paranormal team? What does a paranormal team do? Do they get rid of it? Are they going to banish this loop, this residual haunting? Or are they just going to come in and record what she recorded?
You'd probably want more spiritual guidance.
What in the hell? Unless that paranormal team, which there are a few of them, has on staff like a medium, a psychic, a clergyman, somebody that can help identify and cross, if possible, or at least let you know. How many investigators do you know that are actively going in and trying to help the person besides just investigate for their own purpose?
I don't know many. They don't have like spiritual people with them.
No.
They're just going
through with their equipment.
Yeah, to find validation.
This video uploaded by Unanswered Universe is going to make you want to get pet cams. I'm not sure what happened to the original poster's account, but the story behind this video is she was on vacation and she had a pet cam set up for her cat. And one night she caught this on the camera. At first it looks like a human popping its head around the door frame. The cat just sits and stares. And at first you would think, oh my gosh, there's an intruder in my house. But then it gets weird. Now watch its hand on the door frame. It goes from the middle all the way to the top, and then it just slinks all the way up the wall. and turns into what looks like a mist and disappears. The cat looks kind of confused, starts looking around, and then goes back to its cat business. When you zoom in on this thing, though, this is when it gets really weird. Because you can kind of tell that its eyes are glowing right here. Zoomed in on it's just pure nightmare fuel. What do you guys think this is?
That is creepy.
I don't like that one.
I feel bad for the cat.
I do
that
too.
The cat has to deal with that.
Yeah.
And you think cats can see this stuff like all the time.
That thing was like sideways.
Yeah, why was it looking at the cat like that?
I don't know.
Now, what if it was just a friendly thing and it was like, hey, kitty?
Why is it all creepy sideways floating up the door
I don't
threshold?
know. It's awkward. It's just awkward.
Be like, knock it off, Susan. You don't need to float sideways anymore.
Yeah, you know, so climb up the side of the doorway. We should start a class of ghost etiquette. This is how you communicate. This is how you present yourself.
Don't be climbing on ceilings and floating sideways up thresholds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to start a class. Everyone can...
We'll see who attends. We'll let
Yeah.
you know how many come.
What in tarnations is going on? Throughout history, there's been many reports of humans encountering a tribe of headless humanoid beings. It wasn't just that they had no head, but their facial features was in their chest. Even in India, there was reports of these headless beings. There was even an old map locating where you could find them. And apparently, they used to hang around with the guy with the 1 foot. But what are they? Various species of mythical headless men were rumoured in antiquity and later to inhabit remote parts of the world. They are variously known as Akapafli, headless ones, or Blimis, and described as lacking a head with their facial features on their chest. These were at first described as inhabitants of ancient Libya or the Nile system. Later traditions confined their habitat to a particular island in the Brizone River or shifted it to India. It makes me wonder, what if the map that we're using doesn't show everywhere? What if there's some uncharted regions where these headless men live? Because behind every myth, there's always some truth. And I don't know if this is a disability or some type of deformity, but it turns out these things were real.
I'm not saying I don't believe this could have been. There's obviously a lot of artwork based on this and things we are unaware of. We always learn something new every episode, don't we, Rach?
They hung out with the guy with the 1 foot.
Where's the brain? Where the heart is? How's it breathing? Through the neck hole? Does it have a neck hole? Is that hole open? Is it an open wound?
I've got questions.
We've
about
got
its
questions.
It's interesting, though. I've never heard about this until as of recent. So now I feel like we have to do some research. Maybe we'll have an episode about the headless men.
If I can dig some stuff up, we will have an episode. So be ready for that.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
No, you will question reality.
You will.
Guaranteed.
That's our promise.
Or your money back. Good thing we're free.
When you walk into a trail, when you walk into a forest, if you pay attention, you'll see trees that expose their roots very early on in the trails or in places where a lot of trees are present. These are your gatekeeper trees. These are the trees that tell the rest of the tree community who is coming into the space. You see the roots? Take a look at the roots. They usually will grow into the trails. You'll usually have to cross over them. And it's not uncommon, if they don't want you here, to accidentally trip over their roots. These trees, the gatekeeper trees, communicate to the rest of the forest. And here's the thing about the gatekeeper trees. They don't make the decision whether or not how you're going to be handled or dealt with in the forest. The gatekeeper tree communicates to the other trees, but there is a more mother type tree that determines how your experience in the forest, the woods, the mountains is going to be. Okay? So make sure that you are respectful to the gatekeeper tree when you're walking into to the mountains and you're on the trails. Let's go. I fell on a gatekeeper tree. I'll show you the footage of where I fell. What the fuck? Oh shit, we didn't piss somebody off. Be nice to us. I said be nice to us.
I did a little research down the woo-woo hole, and there are gatekeeper trees. However, as we know, trees have neural networks that are underground. There is no judgment. They don't look at you as you pass the gatekeeper, and then the gatekeeper sends a message, this person is not good. Let's haunt him in the forest, or whatever she said. So, but she was funny.
She was funny. But if you want to become more one with the trees, just touch the tree.
Yeah, talk to it.
It'll ground you. Trees have a lot of powerful properties behind them.
They're magical. They were my favorite thing in Lord of the Rings, the trees.
We all need to get around trees more.
Yeah,
clearly.
Trees are the bomb. They provide shelter. They provide medicine,
oxygen,
fruit, food. It's pretty amazing.
A lot of respect for the trees. Thank you, everyone, again for joining us as we present to you the strange and unusual content. If you find yourself in your car and your screen pops up with little ghosties around you and you capture it, send it to us at tothespiritpod@gmail.com. We appreciate your support as always. And until next time.